Joris, Wouter, Greitgen, and Neintgen in the year 1551. On account of the severe and great persecution which was carried on everywhere in the Netherlands against the true Christians, 4 pious believers, among others named Joris, Wouter, Greitgen, and Neintgen, fled in the year 1551 from Lier in Brabant to Ghent in Flanders. They had not resided long in the latter place when they were betrayed by a Judas, and brought prisoners from their houses to the castle of the Count, where they joyfully thanked God and sang praises to him, because they were counted worthy to suffer for his name. When assailed by the monks and other sophists, they freely confessed their faith, from which no subtlety could turn them. But they valiantly withstood with the truth the seducers who sought to murder their souls, and were then condemned to death by virtue of the imperial mandate, because they had apostatized from the Roman Church, condemned infant baptism, and had been baptized upon faith. They were sentenced to be burned at the stake without being strangled. They thanked the lords, and Greitgen said, "My lords, save 3 stakes. We can all 4 die at one, for we are spiritually of one mind." Romans 12:16. They were joyful in the Lord and thanked God greatly. Neintgen said, "This is the day for which I've longed so much." 8 monks then came to torment them. However, they did not accept their advice, but Greitgen said, "Take off your long robes and teach yourselves before you undertake to teach others." They were led to death like sheep to the slaughter, the monks accompanying them, to whom they said, "Stay back, let us in peace, for we know you well, and do not wish to hear you." Having ascended the scaffold, Joris said to the people, "Be it known to you that we do not die for theft, murder, or heresy." At this the monks became enraged and contradicted it. They then fell upon their knees, prayed to God, and arose and kissed each other with the kiss of peace. But when they, with glad countenances, addressed the people, the monks, to hinder them, went and stood before them. But one of the people cried out, "You furious anti-Christians, stand back and let them speak." Wouter said, "Citizens of Ghent, we suffer not as heretics or Lutherans, who hold in one hand a beer mug and a testament in the other, thus dishonoring the word of God and dealing in drunkenness, but we die for the genuine truth." The executioner then hung each of them by a rope to a stake, but did not strangle them. They then strengthened each other, saying, "Let us fight valiantly, for this is our last pain. Hereafter we shall rejoice with God in endless joy." Matthew 25:23. As they were hanging in pain, before the fire was kindled, Joris fell through the rope, and Wouter cried, "O brother, be of good cheer." "O Lord," exclaimed Joris, "in thee I do trust. Strengthen my faith." Luke 17:5. The fire then commenced to burn, and they cried out, "O God, Father, into thy hands we commend our spirits." Thus they offered up their sacrifice according to the will of the Lord, and their faith was tried like gold in the fire, and found good, and so accepted of God.